What's going on YouTube? This is Marty coming at you with my view of the world. You know, I was sitting here thinking for a second, and I did a video for my other channel, and it kind of made me think about some things that some of these black Trump conservatives be talking about. Like for instance, they're always saying that the Democrat Party is the party of the races. The Democrat Party are the ones that enslave black people. The Democrat Party are the ones that um, enacted Jim Crow laws in the South back in the day. But then again, after I did this video for my other channel, it made me realize these so-called black Trump conservatives always leaves out the Republican Party racism. Like Donald Trump, for instance. Donald Trump's favorite past president is Andrew Jackson. Now, Andrew Jackson is a person who had slaves. Andrew Jackson was a person who oppressed Indians. Andrew Jackson was a brutal person when it came to minorities in this country, bottom line. But you never hear people like Patricia Dixon talk about that. You never hear people like Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum bringing up those issues. Also, when I went back and did this video, it brought me back to Obama and some of the things he went through from the Republican Party, like Rush Limbaugh, and Glenn Beck. No, Glenn Beck is the one who actually went on television on Fox News and said that Obama was a racist, that he pretty much had issues with white people. You know, and then not only that, but if you look at the 8 years that Obama was in office, there was a lot of disrespect to Obama because he was a man of color. But like I say, these so-called black Trump conservatives, they never talk about that. They never bring that up. They always talk about the Democrat Party as being the party of racism. Yeah, like I said, I'm not here to defend the Democrat Party at all, because I know back in the day, in the 60s, 50s, and 40s, and 30s, and so on and so on and so on, the Democrat Party was a party of racists. But at the same time, though, that don't let the Republican Party off the hook either, because during that time, the Republican Party had a lot of racist people in it also. But like I say, black Trump conservatives don't talk about those people. They don't talk about people like Strom Thurmond, who was a Dixiecrat, who matter of fact was a founding member of the Dixiecrat. They don't talk about Jesse Helm, who was a member of the Dixiecrat also. They don't talk about how Barry Goldwater was not a racist per se, but he took the strategy of certain word plays and turned the South red for him. You know, so it's to the fact that they don't want to talk about those issues because they want the Republican Party to seem like this great party for black people, when it's not. The Republican Party is infested with racists also. That's why you got this alt-right movement where you have a lot of white supremacists who loves to call out black people, Hispanic people, Jewish people, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about none of that because they're trying to downplay the fact that the Republican Party is just as racist as the Democrat Party is. And that's where my problem comes in at. And that's why I say these so-called black conservatives need to stop putting out this rhetoric about the Republican Party. And not only that, you can clearly see the racism in the Republican Party. Because look at the representation of black people in the party. They almost have no elected black officials in the federal government. None whatsoever. And then if you look at the state governments, you only have a handful of black Republicans being elected to office. So it's to the fact that if the Republican Party is so open to black people, why are they not electing more black representation in that party? And the reason why? Because it still is not an open party to black people. So no matter what Candace says, Brandon says, Patricia Dixon says, it's all the same bullshit. It's all the same bullshit. No difference.